Hey, Chris, Dennis with CFO and Go, Sage 100 partner. Hey, I think the best way to show you this would be to show you how we set up show you a client. So this is a client that I have. So pretty simple stuff. Um, our name, short name. Is she a current client? Is she a COD client? What type of client is she? So this could be that commercial, industrial, maintenance. Again, just for profitability reporting type thing, and then just generic information about the company. If they have a special billing address or ship to address, and then a bunch of fields like if you want to track marketing pieces and that there's a whole lot of user defined fields back here. But what I wanted to show you is down here in the bottom is a bunch of tabs, and so I'm going to go to this one first. So these are all of the locations that the client has, and each grid always defaults to 20 until you start adding more. So if I come in here and I want to put a bunch more rows, I can. But so it gets a location number, you know, like on this line here, it's pretty simple. Location number, the address, where it is, telephone number, the contact person for that address, and then a service area. And it looks like you just mostly do Orange County, but you may want to divide that Orange County up into like 15, 10, 15, or 20 subsections. And I'll show you why that could become important later. Nobody really uses MapQuest anymore, but if you did, or a map book, you could put the map page in there. What the cross street is, are they taxable or not taxable, user defined field, and then a bunch of notes for that customer. So that's that. And then, oops. Then for this customer, these are all of the pieces of equipment that I've installed for her. And again, it can go more than 20. So this top row, put in a furnace, who the manufacturer was, what part number it was, serial number for that piece of equipment, what location I put it in, the date I installed it, the date it went in service, and the date that the warranty expires, and then the last time I serviced it through a work order and what the next cycle is. So crack all of that, plus a big note field over here again. So that's what we do for the customer. So, let's just say you had a customer and you want to know what's going on. I can pull this up. This is every service invoice that I've done for this customer. And if I want to drill back and look at this, I can do that. And then just by double clicking here. This is the dispatch. This is the billing. This is with the line items on the detail. It's right back to that work order. That's the invoices. If I want to see what service contracts I have, I can have a contract. And there's a couple ways to do these, Chris. And I'm not sure how you do yours. I can do all locations, all equipment. Or a second kind of contract I could have is only specific pieces, specific locations only. And another one is only certain pieces of equipment. And the date it started and the date it expires and the amount. So that's our contract. So I'm going to close this up real quick. And let's just say, I'm going to open up my work orders. Let's just say that the phone rings. Client comes on the phone, wants you to do something. I only know one customer number, so we'll put Jessica in there. You'll note that it popped up for outstanding balance and her past due balance for me to see right away. Let's just say main office not cooling. So I can start this out as a quote, or I can start it as a work order. So we're going to start this out as a work order for one of our good clients. These are customizable by you, so we're just going to say this is a service call, because I can track my revenue different between different types of work. I come in here. Since she has multiple locations, I'm going to pick the location I want to send the guy to. So now I know who called, where I'm sending him, right? And next thing I want to do is I want to dispatch this, and I'm going to give this to my buddy Carlos here. Priority, we're just going to make this, we'll make this a high priority because it's getting hot. They want them right away, so it puts in today's date. If I wanted tomorrow in there, I just hit my plus sign, and it'll do that. If I hit my minus sign, it takes it back to today. Schedule start, we're going to say 3 o'clock. Schedule finish, 5 o'clock. And it's probably going to take them 30 minutes to drive over there. And so now I know who I'm going to do, where I'm going to go do it, who's going to go do it. And so I have all the information here. I'm going to save this real quick. I'm done. I'm going to just go back to that last work order. And now if I look at my dispatch board, there's Carlos leaving the office at 2:30, going to see Jessica at that address. If I open this up, I say email this to the technician. I didn't have him set up, so I don't have an email address. So if I had his email address, it would email that to his smartphone. Let's say Carlos calls you and says, hey, Chris, I can't get done with the job I'm on. Give it to somebody else. I can just come over here and drag this right over and give it to somebody else. So, and you'll see this dispatch board. I can kind of collapse it down so I can get a lot more people on here. If I see something I want to see, then I just expand this open to the 5-day. If I want to make some changes on this, I can. So that's it. The reason for this color is that's that emergency color, okay? And I'm not sure if you guys have special training, but you can based on the type of work it is, have different color backgrounds here. So that you may look and say, hey, you know what? I'm sending Chris out on a job and I'm just going to pick this out. It's got a yellow background, and Chris doesn't do yellow backgrounds because it's a different type of equipment or something like that. So a lot of color coding going on here. Makes it pretty visual for you to make changes and know what's going on. So I'm going to close that out real quick. So now the customer's called. We've dispatched him. Frank's gone out there. He's done everything he needs to do. And now we're going to build a customer. So I'm going to go in here. We'll just go to mechanical. I had a service tech out there. That service tech was out there for 2 hours. I used some copper pipe. I used 15 feet. A couple elbows. Maybe I'll find something that's worth some money here. I haven't found anything expensive yet. Well, I know this has some pricing to it, so we'll just put this dishwasher in there. I got one of these. Now I'm done. So I've got this. I'm going to save this I'm going to recalculate this actually, price it all out. And then I can preview this. And I'll do a service invoice, landscape. And one thing you can see, Chris, everything in here, here's all my invoices. Here's my plain Jane invoice, a plain invoice where maybe I type some notes, a plain invoice with equipment on there, and one that's landscape. So I'm just going to do the landscape one real quick here. And you know what? I didn't save it like a dummy. So there's my invoice going to Jessica. It's for that site, the date that it went out, the 4 parts that I had on there. That's all taxable according to the rules for this customer. And so that's the amount of the invoice. Now, if you had notes on there like maybe a recommended service or something like that, you could add that to it as well. So that's all there is to it. So if you see, I'm going to go back because I'm not sure you did see, is I started out taking information up here from while I was on the phone. I picked a location, I dispatched it, I invoiced it, and I'm done. All of that happened without me really leaving the screen. I'm all still sitting on the work order screen. I dispatched it. This is just billing information if I need it. If they're going to give me credit card information or whatever on the phone. So that's where I put that in. So now it's in there. It's one of my good customers, so I bill them. Later on in the month, checks start rolling in. I'm going to pick my Bob's Bank here. My favorite client number 1. These are all the service invoices I have for this client, and now I can just go ahead and receive in payment. Paid that one off. She paid that one off. I gotta go down here. She paid that one off. This one she only paid $350. And I think you're on QuickBooks now. And so in QuickBooks, you kind of get screwed up. Let's say that we calculated $460.23, but she only paid $460 even. I come in here and say, you know what, for 23 cents, I'm just going to give her a discount for 23 cents. And so what happens now is this invoice will disappear in its entirety because I got 460, gave her the 23-cent discount. So this is paid in full. And you'll notice after some time in QuickBooks, you get all these invoices with pennies and 2 pennies on them or whatever. That's how we eliminate that all at the same time. Let's save that. Done. So I billed it. I took the phone call. I dispatched it. The guy told me what he used. I billed it, and I got paid. All of those, just those few screens. So that's what you had in your thing. It does have full general ledger, full accounting reports, accounts receivable. It has full accounts payable like QuickBooks, full payroll. I don't know if you do large jobs, but if you did projects, want a good job cost reports, we have that as well. Ability to write purchase orders to your vendors to order material, which I encourage you to do. You will definitely save money if you use purchase orders. And that's about it. And we do have full inventory. I don't know how much inventory you stock, but if you stocked inventory, we have multiple locations. So, most people have a warehouse, maybe a fab shop, but you could actually carry inventory on each of your vehicles. And so if you're looking for something and you type in what parts you're looking for, you can go and say, show inventory. And maybe John has one on his truck, and so Bill can go get it from John, so you don't have to go down to the shop or order it. So you'll be able to see inventory on all of your vehicles as well. Hey, Chris, that's just an intro. I try and keep these by 10 or 15 minutes. I'm coming up on 12, I think, here. So I think this should work for you. I mean, I know it should work for you because it does everything a service contractor does. And I didn't go into contracts, but contracts are almost the same thing. When I go in this work order, instead of work order, I just pick contract. It's going to pull up a new screen. It's going to ask me the contract start date here. What is the expiration date? When do I bill it? What's my billing cycle? And then I can come up here and post this. And at that time, it will create the service contract for you. And I don't know how detailed yours is, but we probably can modify ours to look like yours. Anyway, hopefully that helps. If you want to sit down and do a go-to-meeting one day this week, like I said, let me know. Wednesday and Thursday are still, as of this minute, still open. But I was pretty busy today. I'm almost fully booked for tomorrow, and Friday's starting to fill up as well. So anyway, number here is 800-659-5851. So 800-659-5851. We're in Temecula, but I've got a one of my consultants is out of Santa Ana, which is probably pretty close to you guys. Thanks.